Good afternoon, Mishlyn.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, I just got finished paying my bill.
You did?
Yes, and I kind of don't know what's going on, but we're going to get to that a little bit later.
Sure.
Now, you are part of the commercial department, correct?
Yes, I am. I am the department head of the commercial department.
Okay, so if I ask you some questions today, you know a lot of answers?
I would think I have enough answers for you today,
Okay.
yes.
All right, so one question I want to ask you. Do we call it the hack? Or what do we call it? What's the proper name for it?
A ransomware attack.
The ransomware attack. Okay,
We had a ransomware attack.
so what
yes.
was the date of that? That was
The date was March 16, 2022.
Okay. Where were you that day?
I was right here in Gebe that day.
Okay.
It was a how must I say, a nerve-wracking day.
Nerve-wracking.
Because actually no one knew what was happening.
Okay, so you had no idea what
We
was
had
going on.
no idea what was happening. We just knew our computer started to do some strange stuff. And then after that, we were told to shut down, and that was it from then.
Okay. So when this ransomware attack happened, it kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of put you guys
Backwards. Yes. The ransomware attack happened. Unfortunately, we did not have a backup for a year. So of course, it means that a year's data was lost.
Correct.
On all levels.
All right.
Especially for the commercial department where we do our move-ins, move-out, meter changes and mass meter changes. Everything that was done within that year was lost.
Wow.
So we usually have like 4,000 move in a year, 4,000 maybe move out. So all that customers, in St. Maarten, a lot of customers move.
Wow.
They move in, they move out, or they move about.
Okay.
So all that data was gone. Every mass meter change that we did in 2021 was also gone, and we did up to 6,000 meter changes.
Okay.
So all that data was gone. It would mean that that data would have to be replaced back into the system.
So let's go fast forward to today. How much?
Well, currently we're at 99% restoration, 99.2 or so, but let's just stick at the 99%.
Okay.
Total restoration of all information.
Okay.
So the last few percentage that we have there, a few cents that we have there, we are really working on those individually and privately, because those are really difficult fixes.
Okay. So this has made a lot of people upset.
Yes, it has.
Including myself. Because no bills are coming, or we can't pay online, or we don't get a bill. So let's backtrack a little bit. Let's start from when it comes to billing.
Right.
A lot of people don't receive bills, including myself. I do not receive a bill.
Still?
Well, I receive it email, but I don't physically receive a bill. Now, should that be like that?
Yes. Once you signed up for your bills going via email, you will not receive them in your hand anymore. If you are not an email, then we'll have them hand delivered. Of course, since the hack, we were behind with our billing, of course. So we had to go back and bill back all the customers and try to get the bills out, and that took some time also. And with the short staff, with the manpower that we had a major backlog.
Right.
So you would not have received your bills in the time frame that you should have received them. However, when we caught up with it, you would have received many bills at one time. And that could have been frustrating, yes.
Very frustrating, and also a bit confusing, because there was a lot of discrepancies. It was like, okay, well, I paid my bill, I didn't pay my bill, well, you gotta bring proof, I don't have proof. How does that?
Well, the ones that paid online, that proof was easy to find and to reapply. Of course, if you came in and you paid cash, we were requesting you then to have your receipt on hand. And once you have that, we can reapply that. We could have reapplied that payment. However, but in the beginning, what happened was the data that was lost in the early stage of the March, February invoices, those was estimated. So because they were estimated incorrectly. So of course we had to undo all of that, get the correct readings, put them back in. And that's why some customers got 2 bills, and one was correct and one was incorrect. And they were saying, okay, I got 2 bills for the same period. Is this correct? You know, so we had to explain that, of course, the first one was estimated. We canceled that one and then we made a correct bill, and we then send you the correct bill. So that was a confusion really in the first 3 months after the hack.
Okay, and then also not only that, you had people going back and forth trying to get the discrepancies. How long is that supposed to? Shouldn't that be something simple?
It's not that simple. It's not that simple because, as I stated before, if you do not have the staffing to be able to meet the needs of over 20,000 customers, it can be challenging. And we had to do some research. So imagine what was happening. The same staff that was busy billing back the data, thousands of data that they put in a year ago, is the same staff that is billing back the data and still doing the daily operations at the moment. So of course, things took a little longer, and that's why it took us at least 2 years to almost 3 years to get to the point where we're at 99%.
Okay. Now, you also had people who were not getting bills, not email, not physically, and basically, okay, well, I ain't getting a bill. I don't have to pay.
Right, that's what happened.
So
a lot of customers did not receive their bills and they did not pay. However, we were instructing our customers that, listen, during this time, try as much as possible to put monies on your account so that you remain relevant and current, you know. However, the majority of our customers did not do it because, of course, I guess you would feel like, I'm not getting a bill, I'm not paying, especially businesses, you know, and that's why, especially businesses, and that's why our main priority was the first bills to fix was businesses because, of course, they need it for their books, they need to close off a year, so we paid more attention to the businesses in the earlier stages and then it trickled down to the residential customers. But of course, a lot of them was like, if I do not get an invoice in my hand, I cannot make a payment. If I'm not getting receipts, I'm not going to make any more payment because I'm not getting receipts either. So that's why we kind of worked hard to get it to the place where the system is accurate so persons can rely on the information that they're getting so that they will be comfortable with paying. We're still having a lot of issues with customers paying. We still have a massive backlog with payment. Although the billing is now up to date, we are now focusing now on collecting the funds that are out there.
So what about the people who said, okay, well, I did go to the bank, I did pay you, but it's not reflected?
That is usually not many.
Okay.
The only how that can really happen is if you do not put your accurate information on the bank. And I think a lot of customers during that time that went to the bank was not really familiar with online payment. So they went and they'll probably give a name. However, we have a lot of customers that the name that you give is not the name on your account. So of course, the information will sit there on the bank statement and still until a customer comes in and say, well, I made this payment on this date, that amount, and then we can go to the bank statement, find it and apply it. So as long as the information is correct, it will be applied. If there's any discrepancy at all with the payment, whether the contract account is not there, the name does not match, we will not be able to locate it. Those customers really have to come into us. So if you're seeing that I'm making payments, I'm not getting receipts, or they're telling me it's not on the account, come to us. So that we can do a little more digging. We can find out exactly how are you making those payments? What are you putting on the banking information when you make that payment?
Okay, so now I wasn't making payments. You're telling me to go make a payment. I get my bill and I'm like, whoa, I might need a bank loan to pay this bill.
Right.
So what now?
The issue is, right, we end up billing customers. Some customers got 2 years bill in one shot. Because we didn't bill you for 2 years. So when we finally bill you, you get 12, 24 bills at one time. And of course, all those bills will have the same due date because we create them at the same period. However, what we have done for our customers is that we've given them an opportunity to make an installment plan. So we give you maybe a year to pay off those bills. Depends on your situation. We work with you, we can give you longer. So we sit and have a conversation and we try and figure out how can you best pay this backlog amount with your current bill, right? So we'll give you an installment for the backlog. However, you have to pay it with the current bill. So if you get a bill for December, you pay part of the installment and the December bill at the same time so that you will remain current moving forward.
Are you guys doing interest on that or no?
No, no interest, nothing.
Oh,
It
okay.
is just like a little mortgage you're getting free.
Okay.
Interest free. No, there's no interest.
Okay. So now what about, okay, I'm paying this off slowly but surely, but I'm afraid you guys are going to cut me off.
No, once you have an installment plan, you will not get disconnected as long as it has not passed due.
Okay.
The moment it's past due, the contract states we are then responsible to disconnect you.
Okay.
And you then are responsible to making the payments. However, as long as you have an installment plan with us, you will not be listed for disconnection until that installment becomes due.
Okay. And when it comes to disconnection, who's getting cut? Who's not getting cut? Is anybody getting cut? Have you started cutting people?
We have started cutting. If we didn't start to disconnect, we will not be collecting funds. Because we recognize, and it's a history here. A lot of the customers, unless they get disconnected, they will not pay. So
So they wait till they get disconnected.
Yes. And so we had to do a forced disconnection. We had to start, and we did it manually because the system was not where it's supposed to be. So we will go through each account with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that these bills are really open, their bills are fixed, there's no incorrect bills there, and we would then disconnect. We have not disconnected residential customers as yet. We have not. We have only been focusing, as I told you, we've been focusing on businesses because we made sure that their bills are fixed, their accounts are good, and so we can focus on disconnection with our businesses. So we have only really been disconnecting our large and industrial and business accounts.
Okay.
So you would not have gotten disconnected
Yet.
We're coming though.
You're coming.
Yeah.
When it comes to payments, there's a lot of talk I hear in the newspaper, on the radio, politicians saying about Gebe should do this, Gebe should do that for the customers. Is this politics? Is this real talk? Is this just people talking, or is there going to be any kind of relief that you guys are going to say, you know what, we're going to wipe this out and you guys don't have to worry about it?
I would love to hear that, but I don't see that being feasible at the moment. I would assume that management and government will have to make a decision based on that. And they will have to make a decision based on how much, because currently it's a large outstanding out there. And someone will have to make a decision how much of a loss Gebe can take. Because remember, over the past 2 years, we still had to be paying fuel, we still had to be supplying everything that you need. It was paid for in advance. So if you're going to give the relief, on whichever front you're going to give it, you'll have to count the cost of how much loss you're willing to take. So that's why we are actually working with customers and giving them installment plans. But I think what I see happening is that a lot of customers, hearing that talk that you have been hearing, have stopped making payment because they're waiting, I assume. That's what we've seen the trend. They're waiting for this relief to come. And I want to encourage our customers, please make your payments, because if it does not happen, you're still going to be forced to make the payments.
So because it's like maybe a question mark, it might
not. I haven't. We did the analysis. We did put some things on paper, the breakdown, to see how much the actual loss will be if we were to go according to what government was saying, and we presented that to management. So that will be their decision moving forward.
Okay, let's talk about the bill. I just paid my bill, and
thank you for paying your bill.
Well, yeah, I've been paying it. In person, not online. That's another question I want to get to. I want to pay my bill online. I love to pay my bill online because it was so easy.
It is easy.
And then you guys would mail me a receipt.
That easy it is.
But then sometimes I didn't get a receipt. So
if you didn't get a receipt, you can just jot us a line and we will send you your receipt.
My mama always said, get a receipt.
I know. But listen, we are coming to a place where you're not even going to get this receipt anymore. The online payment, you're just going to get a little stub that says you made a payment to Gebe. I mean, most countries are at that stage. They don't do all of this nice little beautiful receipt that we have with logo and all this information anymore. You will just get a receipt stating that I paid. But if you so desire a receipt, you can always get back to us and we will provide you the receipt.
Okay, but paying online, we can...
Paying online is very safe. It's very safe, it's fast, it's accurate, it's working.
Okay, so in closing, one other question I would like to ask when it comes to your website, your portal. Yeah, is that an operation? Because that's how I used to pay all the time. And especially I used to love the it wasn't 24/7, but you can chat.
Yes,
what was that called?
The live chat.
Live chat. That was so helpful.
It was good.
That was very helpful.
It was really helpful.
So is that coming back?
Yes, it is coming back, and it's coming back with a bang. There are many changes that we're going to have to the website and to the portal. It's much more user-friendly and it will have much more details on it. So for instance, you can pay with credit card now on the portal. You can also pay with credit card here at the office. However, we would love for the majority of our customers, as we had before, to go back on the portal. We had close to 20,000 and we would like to get back those customers on the portal. So we're asking you, once it comes, please sign back up.
Well, that was me, definitely. Well, Mish, this has been amazing.
I hope you were well informed.
Very well informed.
And you're going to be able to share this information with others.
Yes.
Thank
so I hope
you.
everybody comes in and pays their bill.
Yes, thank you. Please come in and pay your bill.
Until next time, this is G Money.